Dick Halloran. You know, Steve, it's funny that you should mention The Shining.
Why is that, Bruce?
Well, let's just say this. The Shining was made by Stanley Kubrick. Oh, yeah. Oh, one of the foremost directors in motion picture history. One of the finest, most respected motion picture directors and all that. It makes a horror movie called The Shining. Well, guess what, Mr. Stanley Kubrick? There was a little movie called Evil Dead that came out. And it was banned in Europe in about 6 countries. It was called a video nasty. So they didn't even put out an edited version. They fucking banned it. So now guess what? Everyone goes, what's this movie that's been banned? So we go to court. And we win in court, so kiss it, Queenie. Freedom of speech, suck it. We win. Everybody in the UK is going, what is this movie that we were not allowed to see? So both movies came out the same year. Evil Dead is the #1 video in the UK in 1983. The Shining was number 8. Suck it, Stan.
And the Queen.
Let's stay focused, Steve. What was the subtitle of the 4th Friday the 13th film? These are my favorite. The final chapter, which is always bullshit. A New Beginning, which is also a horrible lie. Jason Takes Manhattan, which means they've run completely out of ideas. Or D, The New Blood. What do you got, Steve? Final chapter.
Of course it is.
What a crock of shit that was. What 2 sides of Bilbo's family define much of his personality? Dale and Brandybuck, Baggins and Brandybuck, Baggins and Took, Brandybuck and Chuck and Took and Take and Thick and Suck and Suck. Okay.
And just something. It's one of these. How about
What
that?
is it, Steve?
C.
C. Baggins and Took. You know, Steve, it's funny that you should mention Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Which I call Board of the Rings. Whoa, okay. All right. You know what? I've never seen Lord of the Rings. And you know what? I don't like that movie. And I've never seen it. How do you figure that out, sir? Let me explain to you. I was making an ill-fated show that you refused to watch called Jack of All Trades. That was shot in Auckland, New Zealand at the same time when Peter Jackson was taking over the entire world making his Lord of the Rings movies. All I needed was one nice black horse to ride in the show. Peter Jackson, that son of a bitch, bought every black horse for his fucking movie in the North Island, the South Island, Australia, Papua New Guinea, that son of a bitch. They paid $250,000 for their lead horse. I got a swayback nag called Widowmaker. Yeah, so suck it, Peter Jackson. Let's stay focused.
Left.
Yeah, stay focused. What do you got? Steve Trevor. Played by the handsome Chris Pine.
Okay.
And did we all see his penis in the latest Scottish movie? I enjoyed seeing his penis.
It was a short film.
What was Nintendo's first arcade game that was a hit? Johnny Depp made his film debut in which of these 1984 movies? Children of the Corn, Gremlins, Nightmare on Elm Street, or Firestarter? What do you got? Hell no, Nightmare on Elm Street. All roads lead to B movies. When actors start out, they're in B movies, and at the end of their career, they're back in B movies. I decided to just never leave. You know, Steve, it's funny that you mentioned the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
You know, this is a trivia show tonight, so here's a little trivia for you. If I wasn't in the first Spider-Man movie, this billion-dollar franchise would be called the Human Spider. As you recall, he tells it to the ring announcer, that's the game he wants, and I tell him it sucks, and I introduce him as the Amazing Spider-Man. I named Spider-Man.
You did.
Steve, don't clap there.
There's more?
There's more.
Okay.
Spider-Man 2. Oh yeah, I'm in it. What seems like an insignificant role as the snooty usher. No. I won't let Spider-Man in. He's late to see Mary Jane in a play off Broadway because it'll spoil the illusion. Technically, I'm the only character who's ever defeated Spider-Man. And then there's part 3, Spider-Man 3, you know, the good one.
Hey now.
Hey Steve, the check cleared.
Oh!
That was my favorite one. I played an insignificant role, the French maitre d'. Steve, how many times do superheroes come to mortals for help?
I don't think it's
0 times. The last time was the 7th of never. Spider-Man comes to me to help him propose to Mary Jane. Do I help him? Not really, because he was kind of a D-bag to me in the first 2 movies.
Hey!
Eyes on the prize, Steve.
Keep it going.
Stay focused. What kind of grades you got rocking there?
How old are you? How old are you?
Yes,
Where are they?
right there, the guy in the
Okay.
Superman jacket who is awesome as
Hey,
awesome.
by the way, your son is underperforming in school.
Wow,
I'm
thanks.
very glad that he's here because
Thanks,
maybe
Bruce.
you'll get a false impression that your son is somehow learning.
Well, Bruce, thanks
So,
for that.
I think you need to have a little more hands-on, like eye to eye, like eat dinner together. Because you'll be healed after tonight, so you'll be fine.
Wow, thanks, Bruce.
Heal! Here we go. Question 2 of 5. Released in 1973, this novel was made into a film and nominated for 2 Academy Awards in 1976. Hint, it was written also by a king. What is the movie? Come on now, behave.
It's in the 70s, you said?
73, nominated for 2 Academy Awards, written by Stephen King. Nothing. You'll know it later.
Nothing.
Sure. Anything. You're too young. Ask your parents.
Dad?
Nope.
Do you have $10 on you? The price goes up, sir. Can you help him out? That's incorrect.
No.
Thank you. You saved your money. Mike, 50 Bruce bucks right here, sir. Incorrect. It's not The Shining. Right here. Harry, thank you. I like how he said that. You jackasses, it's Harry.
You know, Bruce, I was really hoping with this being King-related, this was going to be about you. You tricked me.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, actually, the whole show is about...
Question 3. B. On the shithouse walls, man. You know, in order to play Elvis, I thought it would be a good idea to maybe work with an Elvis impersonator.
Really?
Yeah. So I got one of the best guys. He was on the Vegas Strip. And so I meet with him and we start doing some stuff. About 10 minutes in, he goes, "Look, man, you're never going to get it. Just forget it." I said, "Well, that was quick." So you're an expert on this? Oh, look, man. I did a charity event one time. And I wore the king's actual outfit. His actual jumpsuit. You realize there's only one company in the entire country that makes those jumpsuits to this day. And you can't own them. In Bubba Ho-Tep, I had 3 beautiful jumpsuits made. They just fit me, white, blue, and black. They were awesome. Every man he would have sex with his wife every night in those outfits. Right? Even if he wasn't interested, she would be interested. Right? Win-win. No, you gotta send him back. So this Elvis impersonator went to the company and said, I have a charity event, they were the same size, could I wear an actual Elvis jumpsuit that he wore? They went, okay, for the one-night show. So he's out there, he's doing his thing, and he starts to heat up, he starts to sweat, and he starts to smell brute emanating from the suit. Because Elvis, I don't know if you've seen the Hawaii Comeback special, but that son of a bitch sweats like a old baby. He's projectile sweating, that guy. And you can't wash these jumpsuits. They got too much sequins. So you would steam them, but mostly Elvis would just dump brute all over himself to cover the stench. So while the guy was orgasming over the smell of brute, what he was really experiencing was how Elvis tried to cover his horrible stench in the outfit that's never been washed. But I guess he knows what he's talking about. Steve, let's stay focused here.
Let's.
You know, the original title of Evil Dead was called Book of the Dead. And we showed that to an agent named Irvin Shapiro in New York City. And Irvin Shapiro, he did publicity on the movie The Battleship Potemkin that was directed by Sergei Eisenstein. It was a silent movie. So our guy, Irvin Shapiro, was a great old-time agent who could help us sell the movie around the world. First thing he does, he goes, you're gonna have to change the title. You can't call it Book of the Dead because people are gonna think they gotta read for 90 minutes. No. So he forced us to brainstorm some titles. So we sat in our Ferndale, Michigan office. We thought, 101% dead. Like that's how dead you're gonna be. Sam Raimi had an actual nightmare of being in the desert, and he looked out, and there was a tidal wave of blood 400 feet tall that he could not run away from. So he thought, let's try blood flood. Blood flood. Catchy, simple. And then I think Sam was going through a bad relationship issue. Because I think he was like, these bitches are witches. And so Irvin Shapiro didn't like any of them. He goes, we're gonna call it Evil Dead. Like, that is the stupidest title I've ever heard in my life. And that's all I've heard for 40 years now. Okay, moving right along, Steve. Turns out Mr. Bill Clinton, President Bill Clinton, was a fan of Burn Notice. I met him in Miami. He was doing a function for Haiti, and we got invited, being in the cast. And one of his advisors said, afterward, he has a reception line. And he said, if you're first in line, he's got to buzz through you. Get to the back of the line, because then he might have more time to bullshit. We're like, yeah, whatever, he's not going to know us anyway. So we get about 20 feet away, he's talking to somebody else. He looks over and goes, oh man, hey, I love your show. And literally, the both of us, we looked behind us like he was talking to somebody else. And so we finally get all the way up there. He goes, oh, look, you don't understand. This is when Hillary Clinton was the Secretary of State. Hillary's gone all week. So I watched the show. Sam X, it's my favorite character. We're both over the hill warriors. I was like, is he talking to me like that? And then without missing a beat, he goes, where's the girl? Me, like Gabrielle and War, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, where's the girl? You horny little dog. All right, continuing on, Steve. Noise is predominantly heard in the film Rosemary's Baby. No, it is not. You think you know the answer. What sound predominantly in the background of Rosemary's Baby?
Dog barking.
A what?
Dog barking.
No, incorrect. 50 Bruce bucks out there somewhere. Right there.
Male.
What?
Male.
No, incorrect. Thank you. Right there. What? Incorrect. Thank you.
There we go.
I think you guys are fishing in the dark.
Here we go.
Right here. Incorrect. I'm going to do two more of these.
Bruce.
Otherwise, I'm going to retire. Yes, Dad. Thank you, no, sir. Huh? Get the hell out of here.
I don't feel so bad now.
You know what? I'm not going to tell
Don't
you.
even tell him.
Google.
Kill! All right, here we go. Question 4 or 5. I got you, babe. Hungry like the wolf, or feeling. What is it, Steve? Hungry like the wolf. Do we have any singers here tonight? Anybody who's a singer? My Braveheart friend, are you a singer? Could you sing Hungry Like the Wolf as a lounge singer? Stand up, into the microphone. Do it official, like face the audience, sir. Face the audience.
And I'm hungry like a wolf. I don't know.
That's about a $2 performance. Yeah. Cool. That was awesome because it ended. Okay.